So do you sit on Rightmove just like we do, looking for that dream home, that fixer-upper that you cannot wait to buy? Well, we're just going through the process, but rather than looking on Rightmove, we've actually bought the property. And this is going to be our journey of how we go from new build home at the moment to Victorian fixer-upper and all the jobs that are going to be there with that.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Debs.
And this is Tiggy.
And we're just buying our dream home, a big Victorian fixer-upper, and we want you to come along on the journey with us. So
we are DIY enthusiasts. We like looking after our homes and doing decorating. We've never really done a renovation job before. We've done lots of projects around the house, and we're looking forward to really getting our hands into a big old project. And we think the property that we've lined up is very exciting.
Yeah, we've lived in 2 new builds so far. So we're currently in a new build. Our last house was a new build. So a very different style of doing up than what we're going to be doing in a Victorian property. We're not used to old houses, the damp and everything else that comes along with it. It's going to be quite a journey.
Enough about us. Let's talk about the house. The property we are buying is a Victorian country home called Clare Lodge, which we think is around about 170 years old. It has 6 bedrooms, a whole bunch of weird bathrooms, and is around 500 square meters, which is a big old lump of a house by UK standards. Clare Lodge is set in around about 1.5 acres, which trumps our current garden by a long shot. It's definitely going to be an upgrade for Tiggy and our son. The house itself is not in bad condition. It has some beautiful period features, but it has been left vacant for just over a year. The damp, the cold are really starting to settle in some spaces. The garden has some lovely features like a vegetable plot, some fancy topiary, some fancy hedges, and a formal lawn, which apparently used to have a tennis court buried underneath it, and even a little orchard out the back. Just like the house, the garden's been left to its own devices for over a year now, and it's definitely due a decent haircut. We're very excited about what we can do with the property, and we've got a bunch of exciting projects planned for the near future. Firstly, we are going to be converting part of the house into a separate annex, which is going to mean a new bathroom, moving some walls, and even building a little kitchen. Our hope is that we can run the annex as an Airbnb, or just use it for friends and family when they come and stay. Secondly, and very excitingly for Debs, the garden needs a ton of work. As I mentioned, it's been left alone for about a year. There's some gorgeous features in the garden, but there is also this beautiful old greenhouse which needs some TLC. It is unfortunately just a bit of a death trap for kids at the moment. Our aim is to rebuild it, but not entirely just knock it over, so we can keep the character and charm of this little greenhouse. We have a few ideas about how we can do that, but if you've got any suggestions, chuck them in the comments below. And thirdly, in the new house, there are no outbuildings or garages whatsoever, so I've got nowhere to chuck all my woodworking tools. I'm planning on having a crack at building my own garage. I'm thinking something like a timber frame structure, maybe a 3 or 4 car garage, but I'm certainly open to suggestions and love to hear what other people have done in the past.
So there's a few reasons why we wanted to record our journey of getting the keys and moving into this new house. One of them is just so we can see the progress we've made. There's a lot to do, and it'd be really nice to see how we get on. Secondly, our son is only very young, and it'd be great for him to look back at the property that he's grown up in and see what it's come from. But third, and rather selfishly, there's a lot that we don't know and a lot of support that we're going to need. So if you guys are able to help us through the process, we'd really appreciate that. And the dog's gone. So we're currently very much packed up in boxes, and it is quite a scary thought of going to our new home, but also really exciting. But this house definitely pulls on my heartstrings. I got engaged here, I married Dave here, and we had our baby boy here. So there's a lot of memories but a lot of happy times, and we just want to take those with us into the new house. So we're really hoping this new property gives us as much joy and happiness as we've had here. Let's hope so.
If you want to join our little family as we go on this journey together, or see the full tour of Clare Lodge, we will be releasing a full tour as soon as we finish up moving. Don't forget to subscribe and you'll see that video as soon as it comes out. Or, if you're watching this in the future, I'll chuck a link to the next video in the series on the screen above.